You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor. This is the case of Scott versus Crane.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good day, everyone. Mr. Scott, you say you are appearing in court today to clear your name.
Yes, Your Honor.
You state many women, including the defendant, have dragged your reputation through the mud, claiming you are the father of their children.
Yes, Your Honor.
You admit to having 6 kids by 3 different women,
Yes, Your Honor.
but state that the defendant is not mother number 4 with child number 7.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
You have requested a paternity test to prove that the defendant's 3-year-old son, Jalen, is not yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Ms. Crane, you say you were always faithful to Mr. Scott and that Jalen is definitely his son.
Yes, Your Honor.
You argue Mr. Scott is the one who cheated and claimed that during your pregnancy,
not
you
true.
found out he was a
Not
married
true
man.
at all. She's been,
Yes,
she's
Your
been
Honor.
cheating the whole time.
Never.
Ms. Crane, you insist that Mr. Scott has never even offered you a dime
Never.
since your son was born. You're here to make a counterclaim against Mr. Scott in the amount of $5,000, the maximum allowed by this court, for half of the expenses you've spent on Jalen's child care. Now, Mr. Scott,
Yes.
explain to me why you have these doubts about Ms. Crane.
Where do you want me to start at?
I want you to start from the beginning and
Okay, well,
tell
first
me
of
the
all,
truth.
When we're together, you know, her cell phone will ring. She'll walk out the room. She'll cut her cell phone off. She'll leave her cell phone with her best friend. Or like after we spend the night with each other, instead of me taking her home, she'll like walk home and I'll just peep at her and look at her and see what she's doing. And she has other dudes picking her up on her. And she admitted it to me about other dudes picking her up.
You a lie.
You know, I don't need to put his name out
Pick
there.
her
That's
up, going
insecurities,
where?
Your Honor. Insecurities. He a grown man.
Nah, it's not insecurities.
Yes, it is.
My
That's what
eyes
you
don't
saying.
lie.
Insecurities
My
is
eyes
what
don't
he
lie.
Said they're
said.
picking her
Now, as
up.
far
The
as-
other guys are. You're in a relationship.
Yeah, we was dealing with each other. Yes, we was.
Dealing with each other.
That
Yes.
means
In
we
a
was
relationship?
stable. If
We
you
was
just said
together.
that,
We was together. We was together because we
In a
still spending the
committed
night.
relationship?
In a committed relationship.
but he was married.
He just said you were in a committed relationship.
Yes, we was committed.
And you just said, Ms.
Thank
Crane,
you.
that he was married.
Major negative. I've been major negative. I've been divorced since December 9th, 2009.
I didn't
Now,
know
she
about
knew I
none
had
of the
kids, though.
Enlighten me.
She knew I had kids.
Enlighten me. How did you discover?
Your Honor, I was 7 months pregnant. I didn't know where Marcel was. He used my phone one time. He deleted all his calls. So I went back on the internet, went back to the research, called all the numbers he called, and found out he was married for 9 years.
That's true. I was
Thank you.
married. That's true. I was married, but I've been divorced since December 2009.
Wait, now after you found
We've
that
been
out,
divorced. We've been
what
legally
happened?
separated and everything.
you confronted him?
No, actually,
She
he
never
was at
did.
the woman's house, and he actually picked up the phone. So the lady was like, well, who is this calling from Marcel? I said, well, I'm his baby mama, his girlfriend. He's like, well, how was that when I'm married for 9 years with him, and he's right here? So Marcel hopped on the phone and cussed me out for calling. Then the lady
That's
was
true.
like,
That is true.
well, this is my husband, so she told me to get an abortion. So he was like, no, that's my son, and I'm never going to have her give an abortion. So that's really the story.
When she called the number, did you pick up the phone?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
And where were you?
I was
At
at my
your-
ex-wife. I have every right to be
You
there. I
at
have
your
kids with there.
ex-wife's
Yeah,
house.
I take care of my kids.
So
We've been
you're
divorced.
saying that when she called that number, you were already divorced, but you were there
We've been
visiting
divorced
your
in
kids.
December
But he was
9th.
sitting there,
But
Your
when you
Honor, and
divorce
let her have-
somebody, do you still answer their phone?
Wait, it was her cell phone, and she said, I don't recognize this number. Can
It
you
was
answer
a house
the phone?
phone, Your Honor.
It was
She
not the house
said
phone. Why would she
that.
have my house phone number? Why would she have her
What
house
you
phone
just
number?
said what you said? It's his house phone number.
It was,
He didn't
And
say
you
nothing.
7 months pregnant when this happened.
Yep.
no, that's not true at all. It's not true at all.
What's
It's
the
not true
truth?
at all.
What's the truth?
And
Mr.
he
Scott?
lied about all of his kids. I didn't know he had no kids.
She lied because I got tattoos all over my body. I got all my kids' names on my neck, on my
That
back.
don't mean nothing. Your
Everywhere.
Honor,
She
I
knew
didn't
my
ask him
kids'
nothing
names.
about no tattoos.
No, well, you want to talk about tattoos? What about the dude's name tattooed on your body?
What
that
about
you said
it?
it was your brother's.
And?
But then come to find it's another dude that's holding the baby. You know what I mean?
Your
Come
Honor,
on.
if we were not together, we were not
Okay,
together at the
okay.
time.
Wait a minute now, Mr.
Why I'm not
Scott
on the
has
birth
some
certificate?
info I need to delve
Why
into.
I'm not on the birth
You
certificate?
say that Miss Crane has a tattoo on her body.
Well, I don't know if she still has it, but what she just told me recently that she had it covered up. She has not one, not two, not three, but 3 dudes named tattooed
No,
on
Your
her.
Honor, I had one, and that was my ex-boyfriend for 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years that she
And
said
you
had
say
on her
there's
back.
a
And then she,
picture? There's a picture
yeah, it
of
was a
one
picture of
of
her. Yeah, it
those
was a-
men holding
Now,
the
I don't know
baby
if
that
it-
she's saying is yours.
I don't know if it was one of them men, but the dude that she was with was my ex-wife's cousin.
Oh,
so he's
okay,
holding.
okay, let's
so
get
he's
that.
holding.
Wait a minute now, Mr. Scott.
So-
Give me a minute. the guy she was with before you is your ex-wife's
Cousin, yes.
cousin.
Let me explain. Let me tell you what. This is what I guess she
All
didn't
in
know
the
that.
family.
So come to find out, you know what I'm saying? Come to find out, that's my ex-wife's cousin. They're all at the what is it called? The Black Friday.
Walmart.
Black Friday, Walmart. It's 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock. She got the baby out in the stroller. She sees my ex-wife. They said, that's what they told me, that she put the cover over the baby's head so nobody could see the baby. And they asked, is that Marcel's baby? She said, nah. And then, so she had to explain.
No, Your Honor.
She
Actually,
had to explain
what
to
happened
the
was
Let me talk.
the
Let me
sister
talk.
was
Let me
telling me
talk.
that wasn't his baby, so I covered my son up.
What you're trying to tell me is that's one of the things that created doubt in your mind because
It created
when
doubt in my
she-
mind, period,
When
when she
she
started getting text
covered the
messages and
baby
shit.
up, you're saying she
That was
didn't
one of
show
them.
that baby and tell them that that was your son. You're saying that your ex-wife told you that she said that it's not your son.
Yes. And then while she's pregnant, she had hickeys on her neck. And I didn't give her them hickeys. You know what I mean? And when she was pregnant, she didn't even tell me she was pregnant. I said, well, let me take you to Kaiser Permanente Hospital. She told me to go to the Kaiser Permanente in Lancaster, and she's at the Kaiser Permanente in Palmdale.
You're saying you're trying to be there and be involved once you find
Never.
I
out.
take care of all my kids.
And so you're
I have
trying to
6
take
kids.
her to the medical appointments.
Yeah, she wouldn't let me
And
take
she
her.
telling
talking
you
about her
she's
sister
at one branch, but you at the other branch.
She said, oh, my sister dropping me off. Come to find out, she told me and said, like, well, yeah, Whoop-de-Whoop dropped me off. That's what she said. I said, oh, okay.
Who
Oh, your
dropped
other
you
dude
off?
dropped you
Who
off?
dropped her off?
It
The
doesn't
other
matter
another
who dropped
dude,
me off.
another
I
dude
was not
dropped
with
her
this
off.
man.
I'm trying
And
to
I
deal
want
with
to
her.
understand why you are so doubtful. And I'm listening.
Because
You're
of the
saying,
text messages, the random dudes, the dudes that she told me about.
if you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. You're saying that you all had broken up.
Broken up after I found out he was married.
She called back 2 weeks
And
later.
Were
Come
you
on.
pregnant when
Never.
you found
Yeah,
out?
I was 7 months pregnant. And at the doctor's
She didn't even
appointment,
have
I
a
seen
car.
his wife, and she was pregnant at the same time.
Yeah, they was.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
I
it was.
thought you
But
were
they wasn't-
divorced
but they wasn't
in
together, though.
2009.
Yeah, but we were separated, though. We were separated.
And then,
We've
Your
been
Honor-
divorced, but we were separated.
And then he
I
said
mean, me
that,
and her
oh, no,
wasn't
that's
Wait
together.
a minute. Wait a
Me and
minute.
her wasn't
You were
together.
divorced
Yeah, we
from
got
your
divorced,
wife.
but then, yeah, we still messed around from time
So you
to
got
time.
her pregnant after you
Yeah,
divorced
I mean, I'll admit it.
Your Honor, and then
I
when I
will admit
asked him
it.
about it, he
This
said,
ain't got
no, that's
nothing-
not my baby because my
This ain't
ex-wife
got
is
nothing
not
to
to
do
my
with
liking
nothing.
because she's too big.
Man, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man. This is what it is. She had hickeys on her neck as she's pregnant. What woman does
But
that?
we wasn't together, so
It
who
doesn't
cares?
even
And I was
matter.
back
Why would
with
you
my
let another
boyfriend
man
for 5
suck all
years.
on your
Of
body?
course.
One day I'm the father, one day I'm not. I ain't been in the son my son's life in 3 years. Wanna know why?
Because of him.
inconsistency. It's
No.
inconsistency. She won't
Inconsistency
let
with
me
him.
be there.
Okay. Do you understand, at least on this level, why
man.
he would have doubt?
Can't
As
have
you were
hickeys on
saying to
your neck.
him, like, he is the father or he's not the father, or maybe you were angry with him and then you go say to his family, you
The
know,
only doubt
he's
he
not
should
the
ever have
father.
is when I found out he was married, we got into it, and he said some stuff, so I was like, you know what, Jalen is not yours, so I don't need you in my life.
Nah, you don't need to say
And
that.
that's because I was emotional, so of course I'm going to say what I
You
have
was
to
hurt.
So
say.
you're admitting that out of hurt, when you found that
Yeah.
out, you're not the father of the baby anyway, and I don't need you in my life.
Okay, if she knew this was my baby, she's 100% sure that how come you didn't put my name on the birth certificate?
Your Honor,
How
why
he
would
doesn't
I
have
put
my
his name on
last
the birth
name?
certificate?
Why
He's
he
been
don't have
married
my
for
last
9
name?
years.
All my kids, I got 9 kids, I have 6 kids, and I take care of all my kids. You
That's
said
what
I
he
don't
does.
work, I got a job, Google that. My last one, you know I'm a social, go ahead and do that, I work. I've
Your
been
Honor, let
working.
me tell you something.
I've been
So-
working. I take care of
so-
all my kids.
To his credit,
It doesn't matter how
To
many
his
kids I have.
credit, a lot
take care
of
of my
children,
kids.
but he says he takes care of them and he
Yes.
wants them to
I
have
got-
his name.
Yeah.
Did you also do that out of hurt, where you
Yep.
said, "I'm
We was
not
spo-
giving the
Exactly.
baby"?
We're supposed to
Yes.
name him. Look, all my boys start with M's, right? Jaden's name was supposed to be an M, behind my boys, And if it was a girl, it would have went through, with an S with her initials.
Why
She
would I
named
give him that
something a
kind of
whole
credit
nother
when
dude's
he
name.
just hurt?
That
Now,
is a
Mr.
whole
Scott,
nother
do
dude's
you
name.
understand that when she was 7 months pregnant and dialed that number and you
Please,
answered,
thank
things
you.
changed
I
in
didn't
her
even answer
mind
the
about
phone.
who
My
she
ex-wife handed
No,
me
he
the phone.
just said he answered the phone, Your Honor. He just said he answered the phone. Now he
My-
didn't. That's what I'm talking
my
about. He's a
ex-
liar.
Have you been taking care of?
No.
Miss
No, I
Britt?
have not.
Your
Because
Honor, let me
it's-
tell you
she
something.
won't let
no,
me.
I got home from work. My
All
son
right.
was outside playing.
You never had a
and
job.
He came, please.
Never had a
Just
job.
like you didn't, right?
ain't got no job,
Anyway,
man.
so he was at the front gate. We have a gate in our building. So he was like, Jalen, come here, Jalen, come here. So I'm like, who's calling my son? So we go over to the gate with my son. He gave my son $1. 5 minutes after talking to me and my son, he took it back.
No, she.
What?
Exactly.
I'll be
Exactly.
honest with you.
Scott.
I'll be honest with you.
Woo.
She got me confused with another dude because I never did that.
Lane,
I never
oh
did
my
that.
God.
This is the only time. This is the only time I told Jenny to come to the game.
Mr.
I went
Scott.
To, no, she told me to
Look,
come to.
let me tell you, you're pretty memorable. I don't know if anybody
I
could get
never
you
did that.
confused
Why am I
with
getting
somebody
fired?
else.
Top deadbeat daddy I've ever. Oh my Jesus.
Ms. Crane, you have a countersuit
Yeah.
where you're suing Mr. Scott for half of the costs, child care expenses that you've had
have a
to
job.
incur raising
do
this
you.
child alone. And Mr. Scott, you've admitted that you haven't contributed.
I tried to be there
At
for him,
all.
but she won't allow me because one day I'm his daddy, the next day I'm not.
Marcel come around once a year, around
doesn't
this
even
time,
matter.
once a year for a week, saying that he want to be in my son's life, and a week
not
later I don't
true,
hear
man.
nothing from Marcel. His number
doesn't
changed,
mean-
all
it
that.
doesn't.
You're saying that he hasn't contributed,
Not
and
at
I
all.
need to understand how much money you spent.
Your Honor, I got all the evidence right here.
Oh, Jerome, can you hand me that, please?
She never asked for no. She
What
never
is
asked
this
for no money,
information,
never asked
Ms.
for
Crane?
no
That's all
help.
the expenses I've spent for my son ever since he was a newborn till now.
She never asked for no help.
So
or nothing like that. I tried to
diapers
offer.
and wipes, $25 per week, 3 years, baby formula,
That's all it is, Judge Lake.
clothes.
If she knew I was a father, why was she having a hard time? When I told her I would take her, I would drive. I said, "Won't you have your dude drive you? My dude ain't got a car." Well, that's whack right
That's
there.
what I didn't
I'll take
say.
you. I'll
That's what I
take you to go down there. So she skipped that appointment to go to another appointment.
All right, so Mr.
Come
Scott,
on, man. If
these
you're
expenses
if you're 100%
that
sure, why take us 3 years to get a
these
DNA
expenses
test?
that I'm reviewing, they are all valid expenses
Thank you.
as it relates to raising a child. Trust me, I know.
Yeah,
I
know,
have
know
a
the
toddler
case,
myself.
Look at my son.
Oh.
If that's me, I'm gonna take care of him. If that's me
Please.
right there, I'm gonna take care of him. I know what it takes. I take care of all my kids. I'm not doubting her as a
But
mother. I'm
Mr.
doubting the
Scott,
paternity.
what I'm trying to understand is why then, if there was a thought that he could be yours and you agree that it may be the case, why not help out anyway?
I tried to. I got to deal with her. I can buy him stuff. I can buy him stuff. I can give her stuff. But it's very hard to talk to her. I need her to communicate with me so I can spend time with him so he can get to know me. I said, let's go out to eat and I can take him shopping. I said it numerous of times. And she tells me no.
Mr. Scott, you're telling me that you want to be a good father.
Yeah, I
He's
am
a
a good
deadbeat.
father.
No, you want to be a good father to this child.
Yeah, he's
if
a
it
boy.
is
I don't have no
indeed
father in my
yours.
life. You know what I mean? I know how it feels. That's a young man right there, and I want my boys. That's my son right there. He will be
All
well
right, so
taken
we
care
have
of.
another witness in the court.
I
I
live
need to
10
bring
minutes
in
away.
Jerome. If you could please escort Ms. Callan in.
Son is beautiful, and I hope he's not yours.
The caliber of a woman would say that. You know, I wish she's not sure.
What kind of woman will get pregnant by deadbeat daddy?
Your Honor, he is a snake. He is doing the same thing to
All
me
right,
with my
now.
daughter.
All right,
For real.
again?
You know, don't even go there. Don't even go there.
This your
Don't even go
10
there.
Let's get some order. Have a
Don't
seat,
go there.
Ms. Callan.
Don't go there.
You
For
are
real,
a
like,
deadbeat for
all
real.
bullshit
This gotta be
aside.
what
All
you
right.
did, baby mama.
All right. All right.
Oh my God.
Hey, I take care of my kids.
Thank
man.
you for
Yeah, I
doing
bet.
this.
Listen.
Oh, and that's for you.
Let's get some order.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
get
we'll
some
see.
order.
You is
I need to
something
hear
else.
from this
We'll
witness.
see.
Wow.
Ma'am, could you please state your name for the court?
My name is Crystal Kalan.
And Ms. Callan, can you please tell the court what it is you have to add to this?
He's my daughter's father, too. My daughter's
Oh,
4
my
months
God.
old.
That's your
4
10
months
kid,
old.
right?
4 months old.
Hey, do the math, man.
10
Yeah.
kids.
Do
Our
the
kids
math.
look just alike.
So you claim you also have a child by him, and he's denying paternity?
He wants paternity test. I have it.
Yeah, she had no
It's
problem.
Nothing.
No, I communicate with her
It's
good. There's no
nothing.
problem with her. Now, we was dealing with each other,
He's
and I had my
telling
reasons.
you
I had my
that
reasons
he
with
wants
her.
a paternity
reasons
test
with
on your
everybody.
child.
Yeah, well, we already know why I got reasons with you, man,
Yeah.
because you just
You know
can't stay
why I
off the
got
phone.
reasons with you.
Hey, I'm done with
Let's
this case.
get some order.
I'm done with this case,
Then
man.
shut up.
Ms. Callan, we're going to
That's
get to
disrespectful,
your
though, for real.
case
He is.
in a moment.
Disrespectful, man, y'all
Okay.
crazy.
First, let me deal with this one.
Go ahead.
I'm ready for the results.
Me too.
Jerome, hand me the envelope, please.
Can I say something before you read the
No.
results?
No.
You have said so much, and yet nothing at all. Thank you. Now, these results will determine, Mr. Scott, whether you have 7 children now.
A lot.
Yeah, I'm proud of it, man. I love my kids.
And then after this case is dismissed, we're going to find out if you have number 8 with Miss Callan.
That's deep.
Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. Now, these results will determine, Mr. Scott, whether you have 7 children now.
A lot.
Yeah, I'm proud of him. I love my kids.
And then after this case is dismissed, we're going to find out if you have number 8 with Miss Kalan.
That's deep.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics. In the case of Scott versus Crane, when it comes to 3-year-old Jalen Crane, Mr. Scott the wait is over. You are the father. Told you!
Thank you.
You seem happy,
Oh, yeah, I'm very happy.
and I'm glad.
I'm very happy.
And now your doubts,
Can I apologize to her? I
you
apologize
okay,
to
Miss
you
Crane?
for my assumptions. You know, I had my reasons, and I'm glad that this DNA test overcame that, and I will be there for him. I promise you, we live 10 minutes away. That's my boy
Miss
right
Crane,
there.
how do you
man.
feel? Did you hear his apology?
I hope my son don't turn out like him.
Oh, you ain't got to worry about that. So
real.
come on, you got to mature up now. Come on.
As for your countersuit, you've enumerated and provided receipts for many expenses totaling $15,780. Now that it has been determined that Mr. Scott is, in fact, your son's father,
Oh, yeah.
the maximum this court can award is $5,000. Therefore, I am awarding you that $5,000 because it is Mr. Scott's responsibility to contribute to the child's
Hey,
well-being.
you get that. I take care of my kids.
Now, I would say court was adjourned, but I've got another matter on my hands here.
That's my boy right there.
I am going to order Mr. Scott and Ms. Kalan to go and submit to DNA testing and return to this court because we need to know once and for all if, in fact, you are the father of 8 children. Court is adjourned.